It is January 2025, and IHG has just launched their first excellent point sale of the year. We loaded up, and we're here to make a case for why you should too. Where are we? Lima, Peru.
Hello, we're the Pottages, and we're not home right now.
I'm Greg.
And I'm Dawn.
And we're in Lima, Peru, talking about IHG points.
If you haven't checked your email or your IHG app, go check it right now. Last night, we received, both of us, an email from IHG launching their first sale of 2025.
And it's a good one. We'll just hang out and talk amongst ourselves while you check your email.
Go ahead.
Oh, did you check it? Did you
get it?
We don't know if this is a targeted offer, but we each received it. Let us know in the comments if you received the same offer.
Purchase 200,000 points at a penny a piece. They would match 100% of the purchase, making it 400,000 at a half a cent.
Traditionally the best deal you're going to get all year. Normally they would give you a maximum of 150,000 points. Last year they took that and went right through the roof. They boosted it to I think 300,000.
300, yeah.
Right out of the gate this year they're letting you do 200. We maxed it out. Total $4,000 out of pocket allowed us to bank between the two of us 800,000 points, which if you're figuring somewhere around 12,000 points per night, a certain number of nights. That will get you about 67 nights in IHG properties.
That's 2 months.
That's 2 months. We're going to talk about the IHG One Rewards program basics and IHG One Rewards Credit Card, which are key components of the point strategy. For folks who are not familiar with these, we'll just run through those real quick.
By signing up for the One Rewards program, you are automatically enrolled in the points world.
Yes, so you can earn points, you can buy points, you can redeem points, you can do all things points related. Member rates, which might be 10, 15, 20% lower for any given night.
They also have special offers. We typically get emails, stay 3 nights and get an extra 10,000 points in your account.
One of my favorites, late checkout. You sign up and immediately you get 2 p.m. checkout, which is fantastic.
And then the milestone rewards.
Yeah, absolutely. We just dropped a video on milestone rewards. Every 10 nights, starting at 20 nights, they give you some fantastic free prize. It's like the giant kielbasa, at the end of the bonus round.
So after you have enrolled in the program, you want to get the credit card. They typically have a sign-up offer. It comes with an initial spend. We have a link below for the current credit card offer.
Yeah, I think they're giving you something like 140,000 points. Like I think you spend $3,000 in your first 3 months, and then you bank like 140,000 points, which is crazy. That's like 10 or 12
10 nights.
Free nights for a $95 a year card.
It also gives you an elite status boost. So the card that we have is the Premier card that automatically gets you platinum status.
The card also gives you fantastic multipliers on your spends, particularly for when you stay at the hotel. There's a crazy multiplier, like 26 times your spend in the hotel. And then there's other categories like dining, which you get 5% on, and then
you're saying percent 5 times.
5 times.
When you go out to dinner, you spend $100, you get 500 points.
What she said. We just got our credit card statement for the month of January, and we earned 10,000 points for the month. Now, we booked a bunch of hotels, we did a bunch of things, we bought a bunch of points and things, so we had some sizable expenditures in there, but 10,000 points again. that's another free night in the bank.
When you use the credit card for your everyday purchases, you get points on your everyday purchases. It will be a different multiplier depending on if it's gas, if it's a restaurant, a hotel, but you get the points.
And they add up. They also give you an annual free night on your anniversary, up to 40,000 points, which covers a fair number of properties. Just that one night alone should cover your $95 annual fee. There's annual spending rewards. You spend $20,000 on the credit card, $40,000 on the credit card. You get some other magical gift. I don't know. It's hard to keep track of.
It is.
They just keep throwing free things at you on this program. And the most important one, really the one that is the takeaway from all of this, is the 4th night free. When you redeem points for a stay, you get your 4th night free. Now, what are the 2 conditions there? Have the card, and you have to be redeeming points. It does not hold for the cash rate. If you book the cash rate with this credit card, you pay for all 4 nights.
Everybody always asks, why are you buying points?
That's a sucker's bet.
You have to do the math, but a lot of times it is cheaper to book with points than it is to pay the cash rate at a hotel.
And by a lot of times, what Dawn means is all the time. You're gonna get that 4th night free, so that's 25% off. The second thing is that points rate is all in. They're not going to hit you with that 15% value-added tax when you go to whatever, Guatemala or whatever country has these taxes, or God forbid you go to San Francisco, where once they add up all the taxes and everything, it's like 40% per night. That is all included. So your points rate is the final rate.
If you go back and watch our initial video when we bought 1,000,000 points,
at the time that we did it, we were like a lot of you. We had watched YouTube videos and said, well, that seems a little bit too good to be true. These people are, it's the internet. It can't really be like that. But we took the leap of faith. We bought all the points that we could, and we have been spending those points for the last 6 months. So we have booked 7 IHG properties since we launched. You can see them on the screen. I would recommend just have a pause and stare at the numbers. We're not going to run through all the numbers. Kuala Lumpur, Sendai, Japan, Panama City, Panama, Quito, Ecuador, Lima, Peru, upcoming stays in Santiago, Chile. It adds up to a total of 92 nights.
The asterisk next to the hotel tells you that it included breakfast. Points rate, that dollar amount is half a cent a point.
Meaning we paid $5,690 to purchase those points that we redeemed.
Cash rate is the rate that we would have paid when we booked the hotel.
The cash rate is for a cancelable rate, which you pay quite a premium for. When you book with points, your rooms are always cancelable up to 24 hours before your stay. All of the taxes, value-added taxes, all of the fees, all of those things, that is the bottom line number. Those rooms would have cost us $12,904.
By using points, we saved $7,214 over 92 days. That is 56% less than if we had paid cash rate.
So, well, don't say so. This is the data. This is, 6 months on the road at these hotels, and we can tell you with 100% certainty it is always cheaper to use points. You should always book with points if you can.
Join the club.
Get the card.
Buy the points.
Do the math. And save. We're going to take a little aside here. This is not the subject of the video, but just to talk about our housing budget for a minute. A little bit of a reality check. When we set out on the road, the premise was that it would be cheaper to live on the road than it would be to live where we were living. We set ourselves an initial budget of $70 a night or $2,100 a month. And based on the data that you saw here for IHG properties, we were averaging, what is it?
$61.85 per night.
Per night. And that is underneath the budget that we set. And you might be thinking, that's $1,881 per month. Well, that's more than my mortgage, or that's more than what I'm paying in rent.
But what's included in our $61.85? We had breakfast 72 of the 92 nights. We have somebody who keeps our room clean and takes out our trash. We have free cable TV. We have internet. All of our utilities are covered, the electric, the water, the gas. We don't have to pay any property taxes. And if we have any problems with maintenance, they take care of it.
For our case, we were paying, I think when we left our apartment, we were paying a little over $1,400 a month for the rent. And then we were still on the hook, again, for the utilities, the cable, the internet. We had to have renter's insurance. And that unit is now renting for $2,000 a month.
You have to factor in a lot of ancillary things, like do you need to get your roof replaced and your driveway sealed, and the maintenance on your lawnmower and the gas for that, and how much time do you spend every weekend cutting the grass and raking leaves?
Who wants to rake leaves? When we sold our last house, right at the beginning of the pandemic, that place was a ticking time bomb. It needed a new driveway. It needed new siding, which we did. We did the new siding.
We did the siding.
It needed a new roof. It had water coming into the basement. The main sewer line going out the front yard to the street had collapsed, and you had to have it jetted out every couple of years. There was easily $50,000 worth of maintenance problems hanging over our head. And that doesn't even factor in the fact that you know that every 7 years your hot water tank is going to explode. And, every so many years, something's going to go wrong with your furnace. Luckily, we had a handy friend. When our furnace died, he came over and we looked at it, and it's like, oh, it's a circuit board. And he knew a guy, and we bought a new circuit board for $75 and we fixed the furnace. But if we would have just called the furnace guy, he would have said, I need $8,000. You need a new furnace. And we would have said, well, $8,000 because we don't know. But maintenance on houses is something that you have to figure out as a average monthly expense. It's a real thing. And if you're not doing maintenance on your house, all you're doing is setting yourself up for a much bigger expense later.
Yeah.
Well, Dawn, this is another episode of fantastic math-related content.
What was?
What can the people do if they want to receive more math-related content?
They can subscribe to our channel by clicking the little subscribe button and notification bell.
Should have 10 minutes usable in there.